Well, hello, Gemini, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Tammy. I do apologize about the glare a little bit, and also please bear with my nails. I'm trying not to go to the salon to have the acrylic taken off. Don't want to spend 40 bucks plus for that. Anyway, you're not here about my nails. So anyway, welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel again. My name is Tammy. And this is your December Zodiac reading, which is going to be a Karma and Akashic reading. And we'll get into a little bit more about that in a second here. Really quickly, I ask if you haven't subscribed to the channel, if you would consider smashing that subscribe button. It really does help the channel. Additionally, if you find value, if you like the message, give it a thumbs up, share the video, leave a positive comment, even if it's an emoji. All of those things help get the content out there so the channel can grow, so other people can find this message. All right. Excuse me a second. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. All right. So anyway, I'm going to draw from 3 decks. I'm going to draw 2 from, this is called the Light Seers Tarot. And it's basically Rider-Waite, but with more modern, very pretty pictures. And we're going to discuss karma. Then I'm going to pull 1 from the Akashic Tarot, in which we'll tap into a past life. And then we'll get a message from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck to kind of tie it all together. So I'm going to set these, before I set these off to the side, they've already been cleansed with sage. I'm going to give them a quick hit with the tincture bells. I mean, not literally hit them, but with vibration. Whoops. Okay. And I'm going to set them off to the side just because I don't have a lot of space here because I am burning a real candle. Excuse me. So I picked 2 crystals. I have some black kyanite, which is great for protection, as well as selenite, which is great for cleansing your auric field, and it also transmutes negative energy into positive energy. And FYI, for those of you that don't know, my main business is I have a metaphysical store, and I do sell these 4-inch selenite sticks. These are really nice to place over your doorway. So as people come in and out of your home, their aura is being cleansed, and they're not bringing any of their baggage into your home. And then the black kyanite I sell too, but this one is actually like 5 or 6 pieces that just all grew together. I don't know if you can really see, but they're called blades. They're about that long and that wide. So it's the smaller blades that I sell, not this big chunk. All right, so Gemini, these cards are really, really stiff. So I'm going to break them up into pieces. Just makes it a little easier. And I'm probably going to do a lot of shuffling off camera because for those of you, again, that aren't familiar with my shuffling techniques, in layman's terms, I suck. And I don't want to catch my house on fire by knocking cards into the candle flame. So that kind of makes me nervous. All the talking, I apologize. I'll try to pause when I need to cough. But anyway, so I am connected with Gemini energy, but please remember this is a general reading and I cannot connect to every Gemini energy on the face of the earth, okay? So if it doesn't resonate with you, please don't get upset. This reading I do 3 times a year, so I will do it again in, December, January, February, March. I'll do it again in April, okay? So you can always come back after the new year. And if it still doesn't resonate with you or you want it to resonate right now and it doesn't, you can always go to my website, yournaturalhealer.com, go to services, and I have all my services available there. And you can shoot me an email too and we can talk. I mean, to get, to get you a reading in, okay? Now, if the reading does resonate with you, I want you to take your right hand. I want you to place it on your heart. take a deep breath in and say, yes, I claim this reading for myself. And what that does, Gemini, is it basically affirms to the universe that you accept the message, whether it's good or bad, and that you know that maybe you need some work to do, okay? With that being said, again, my regular subscribers know this about me. My readings are not rainbow and butterfly readings. And what I mean by that is there are actually readers out there that pull the cards in advance. So for example, if they were going to do a love reading for Gemini, they might go through and they'll pull the Lover's card, the Four of Wands, the Two of Cups, and give you this beautiful reading. And it's like, why would you waste your time for that and waste somebody else's time and their hopes, and then no wonder why tarot gets a bad rap, okay? So if I draw crappy cards, say for example, the Tower, you know what? I'm going to read the Tower card, okay? So if you get triggered, I had one person before that obviously got really triggered and sent me like a 1,000-word email, all because I used the word violence, and I didn't respond. I was going to, and normally I would, well, maybe in the past I would have, but I ignored it because I obviously triggered them and they still weren't ready to heal, okay? So again, if you're looking for the rainbow and unicorns reading, this is your last chance to bail now, okay? Hopefully, now I'm not saying, let's hope it's a good reading. Pardon me. Okay, so let's get this party started. So Gemini, the first card I'm going to draw is going to talk about some karma that's going on in your current space or is about to come up here, in the very, very, very near future. And the card you got is Nine of Pentacles. This is a really nice card, Gemini. This card is all about financial security, independence. And it doesn't just have to be about financial security. It could be, yes, financial independence. Maybe you've paid off credit cards. Maybe you got a job and you don't have to rely on just your spouse, or maybe borrowing from your parents or whatever. But it can be independence in a career. It can be independence in a relationship. It can mean any of those things. But you're entering into a space where you're going to find lots of abundance, but independence in that you don't need anybody else as a crutch to lean on. You can take care of yourself financially. You can make your own decisions in your career. You can make your own decisions in your health or your relationships, okay? Sorry, I had to get some water. So this is a really, really great space. And this is really good karma. Because remember, karma, everybody always, you hear people saying, I'm waiting for karma to come back. And we always, not all of us, and I used to, I don't anymore. You sit there and you wait for something bad to happen to somebody that did you wrong or did somebody else wrong. And we really shouldn't kind of wish that or be waiting for that, But karma can be good because remember, whatever you put out into the world is going to come back to you times 3. So if you put good energy out into the world, good karma, that's going to come back to you. If you're putting out bad stuff and you're, lying and being deceitful and things, that's going to be bad karma coming back to you. So you're moving into a space that is good karma. So whatever you have done is about to come back to you times 3 by the universe. And it's going to be very beneficial in this independence, this being able to thrive on your own, so to speak. Okay, so just beautiful, beautiful energy, Gemini. Outstanding. Keep putting those good vibes out there. Okay, now let's talk about, even though you're moving into this beautiful space, that you may have a challenge a karmic challenge coming up. So let's see what that is going to be, or what is that about. And you got Temperance. All right, so this card, my friends, this is all about balance, patience, and so I'm not sure if it's that upon entering this space that, like maybe you've worked really hard to get, let's say, financially secure. So now you're continuing, you're so motivated now that you have this money, and you just keep working more, and it starts to turn into a little bit of greed, kind of. And that's not what I'm saying is happening. I'm saying this is just an example. You need to find some balance, okay? So if leading up to this space, if you were really putting a lot of effort maybe into physical activity, maybe you're trying to work on your health and be, independent from big pharma, or maybe there was a relationship you were in that wasn't great and you had to maybe do some counseling or something, and now, you're coming out of that. Temperance is saying you need to, okay, you had to do a little extra to get here, but now it's time to back that off a little bit and get everything in your life in balance, okay? Because like I said, what is going to happen using, say, for example, that money situation, is that all work and no play makes, what is the saying, Jack a dull boy. So if you're working constantly, you're going to get burned out. It's going to manifest physically as stress, anxiety, ulcers, digestive issues, lower back pain, because it's usually going to deal with your root chakra. So maybe pain in the knees or sciatica, lots of different things there, but it will manifest that way. So I think that this is going to have a lot to do with that root chakra, because this, again, because of this independence, it's that stability. When we can't do things on our own, for example, if we can't provide for ourselves, basic needs, food, clothing, shelter, then our root chakra is affected, our sense of security. If we're in bad relationships or we don't feel loved, that's a basic need, and that's going to affect the root chakra. So be really diligent as you move into this space, guys, with your root chakra. I would definitely use, if you like crystals, excuse me, because of the fact that this is moving, you're moving into this space of independence and abundance, I think that your root chakra can become overactive. So in order to bring that energy down, I would suggest using some clear crystals, things like clear quartz, selenite. You can use selenite, clear or white crystals. And so if you feel that you're not finding that balance, first of all, you need to look at why. And it's because, why are you, if you're working all these hours, why are you working all these hours? Find that root cause. But to bring that energy down in the root chakra, white or clear crystals, do some energy work. You could go to my playlist here called Guided Meditations. I have one for all the chakras. I have a guided meditation for selenite. That would definitely benefit you. I also have one, it's only one in the playlist. I'm going to finish the series out in 2024. It's the root chakra affirmation video. You don't have to watch that one. Myself, I like to say, and yeah, I do my own affirmations, but I like to say them when I'm driving to work in the morning because I don't have to watch it. So for example, if you play that, driving into work, you'll hear me say like, I am strong. And then you say, I am strong. I am capable. Then you say, I am capable, and so forth. And those mantras can really help, balance that root chakra. So just be really, really, really super careful of your root chakra coming up. But other than that, Gemini, this is a really beautiful energy. And temperance can be beautiful energy too. This is just a warning that you need to make sure that you're finding that temperance, that peace, that balance. Because when we have balance in life, we have peace. You know, it's like, even like me, for example, there for a while, you know, I wasn't getting my meditations in. I was so consumed with the YouTube channel, you know, my metaphysical shop. I'm an accountant full time until my metaphysical shop really takes off. Doing Reiki, taking care of my house. I have a ranch, and I have about just over a third of an acre of it dedicated to gardening, vegetable gardening. So I am super, 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 super busy. And sometimes I can find that, like, I'll blow off my meditation and be like, oh, I'll worry about it tomorrow. And you know what? Gosh darn it. I need to take care of myself first and then everything else. Okay? You need to do the same. Find that balance in your life. So my point was, when you're doing one, I would get so upset because I didn't get my meditation in, and then I was mad. My energy was all cattywampus. And anyway, just, you know, be careful with that. Just be very careful when you find that your life is starting to lack that balance. All right, Gemini, my apologies. I had paused the video because I had to cough and to drink some water. And I was about to start the shuffling, and I looked up and the camera was off. So I paused for too long. So my apologies there. Now these cards are super stiff. I don't use these too often unless I am doing some type of Akashic reading record. Now, I know not everybody believes in past lives, and that is okay. Take it for what it's worth. And we're not really doing like a past life regression session or connecting, you know, with a past life. We're just getting some information of one of your past lives, because, you know, obviously more, some of us have had more than others, okay? But we're, you know, and I don't know which one it is because we're not diving deep into it. We're just getting some general guidance, if you catch my drift. Okay. All right. So let's see what we have here as far as, a little bit of insight. And this card is called the Seven of Scrolls. And you see you have this guy, and I can't tell behind. Okay. It looks like he's building this thing, and it says, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. I will butcher it. Intricities and industry. Sounds good to me. And you see this guy, he's building this thing. Okay? So, all right. I think that in a past life, this makes a lot of sense because I think this is going to play into this temperance card, is that in a past life, you had some kind of a job, whether it could have been like a bricklayer, maybe some kind of mason, which is the technical name for bricklayer, a mason. It could have been an architect, but it was something where you had to really pay attention to the details. Because obviously, like with a brick mason, you know, if the bricks aren't correctly aligned or whatever, there's not enough mortar in between, then can become unstable. And oh my gosh, I just thought of this. We just talked about the root chakra. And what is the root chakra? Stability. Okay? It's the foundation you build on. And oh my gosh, this plays so well. I'm stunned. I'm not stunned. I mean, I just love when the cards are like right on point. I just love it. Anyway, sorry. So I think in a past life that you were some kind of, you know, you had some kind of career where you really had to pay attention to the smallest of details. And you were probably a bit of a perfectionist. So how I think that this is playing into this, and this is why this challenge is coming about in this current karmic space. Because remember I said, Karma can follow us from past lifetimes if we don't learn the lesson into the next, into the next, into the next, and so on. So I think that in this lifetime that you were just so consumed with your work. And I mean, I know all of us are to an extent, but I mean, this is like a little worse than a workaholic. Not only were you a workaholic, but it was like perfectionist workaholic. I mean, that's the worst. And I think that that's what happened. So, in this lifetime that this happened, you missed out on a lot of things. Granted, you built beautiful, beautiful things, but you missed out on a lot of things. Whether or not you had a family, again, in an Akashic reading, I would, draw more. I'd be connecting to, excuse me, psychically to your Akashic records. So anyway, I'm not going to sit there and explain how I do that kind of reading. But anyway, whether or not you were married, I don't know. If you were married, you probably were one of those guys that came home and immediately came home so late from work because they worked late. So you ate, went to bed, and then got up in the morning and repeated it. Or maybe you came home, ate, and then went to your den and worked some more. I think that you probably neglected your family. You probably neglected your health. You probably didn't have a lot of friends. You probably had a lot of acquaintances because, people knew of your outstanding work. But again, it's that saying, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So in that lifetime, you didn't learn balance, okay? And that balance really affected the stability of your overall life. Because while you might have been proud when people were saying great job, I think on the inside that, your spouse was probably nagging at you. Your kids were probably mommy or daddy, whichever you were, needing you for stuff. And like I said, you neglected them because you were so consumed by this work that while, you were the best in your trade and it afforded you to be able to provide probably lots of luxuries for your family would rather have had you. Okay. So with this financial, independence, or whatever type of independence or security an abundance that you're coming into, you need to make sure that you find the balance. Because if you don't learn the lesson from that lifetime that you didn't learn there, the universe is testing you again in this lifetime. And if you don't learn the lesson, you may have to go through it again in this lifetime, or maybe the next, or the one after that, or what have you. So it is really imperative that you remember that you need to find balance. You need to have a structured foundation, and that means your home life, your relationships, your career, your finances, your health, your spiritual path. All of those things have to have balance. And let me tell you, I know, I get it, Gemini. Finding balance is hard. So, difficult. But like I said, you missed out on so much in I don't know if it was your last lifetime. It could have been several before. I'm having the feeling it might not have been the last one. It could have been the one before that. But I would say in lifetimes, it was probably within the last 5 lifetimes. But don't let it consume you that you miss out on life. You are a soul here to have a human experience. You're not just supposed to be a workaholic and a perfectionist. You're supposed to have relationships. You're supposed to have, jobs and career and money, and you're supposed to have a spiritual path, and you live your life. live all aspects of it is the point, okay? That was a wonderful card. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Now we're going to pull, I'm going to shuffle the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck. And we're just going to get some guidance from a member of your spiritual team and see what message needs to be conveyed to you in order for you to work through this karma. All right. And the card you got, Gemini, is Shapeshifter. Transform and unveil your gifts. All right. Transform and unveil your gifts. Well, that's kind of what's going on over here, is that you are transforming from whatever, like I said, like a crutch. You're now going to be able to support yourself in whatever aspect is of your life that you're finding this independence in. So you've made it through the challenges. So you're basically shape-shifting. You know, you're moving from these difficult challenges now into this wonderful space that, you know, whether it's a wolf, like think of a wolf, they're fast and they're powerful, and they're strong, or this is like a hawk, and a hawk can fly and they've got good vision, and, you know, they're mighty. You've made it through the challenges, okay? But however, make sure with all of this, take your time. Don't rush into anything. It says here, unveil your gifts. You have so many gifts. And one of the things I would say is really pay attention to if you're seeing a lot of the same animal, whether it's in person, like, you know, maybe you're seeing a lot of squirrels run out in front of you, and then all of a sudden you're watching something on YouTube and a squirrel commercial comes up or whatever. Pay attention to that, because I think you're going to see one of your spirit animals, and whatever animal it is that you are going to be seeing a lot of here, and it's going to be a lot of it once. It's going to be noticeable. It's not going to be like, you know, you see a squirrel once a week. Now, granted, if you're like me and you live out in the middle of nowhere and you feed the squirrels, you're going to see squirrels every day. So if I see 10 squirrels in a day, that's like nothing to me. But my point is, whatever animal that you're not normally seeing, but you're seeing a lot of, that is the universe telling you that spirit animal, you need to connect with it and tap into that animal's energy. You may have to do a little Googling to determine, you know, what the energy is of that animal. If you're not, like, if you're seeing an aardvark a lot, you know, I honestly, I don't know, excuse me, what an aardvark is going to symbolize. And I have to laugh because in my head I'm thinking armadillo and I come up with aardvark. Anyway, you know, you may have to Google it. Just make sure you're looking at reputable sources, because there's a lot of trash out there on the internet that'll tell you, you know, you'll go to 5 different sites and they'll tell you that 5 different things. You know, maybe look at a picture of the animal and take a look and see what you think when you look at it. Like with an armadillo, they've got the tough, you know, shell. So they're protective and they can go into battle. So anyway, just again, really look into that animal, because I think that this spirit animal is going to help you with making sure that you are staying in balance. Okay. But that's all I have for you this month. So again, thank you so much for watching. Please, again, subscribe to the channel. It really does help. Make sure you go to my website, yournaturalhealer.com, and all of this is below. Check out my crystals. sage, things like that. I have over 270 different products between, and that's not individual crystals, that's different types. I probably have, if you had counted each rock, probably thousands. But crystals, sage, grid boards, essential oils, diffusers, jewelry, and all of it is authentic, ethically sourced. It's all charged with Reiki. And one of the things that makes my crystal business different is that on the 20th of every month, I send distance Reiki to all crystals purchased from me to charge, cleanse, and amplify the energy. So that is one of the benefits that you get from purchasing crystals from me. And also, please go onto the services tab. Check out all the services. Additionally, make sure you're on the lookout. I am offering on December 31st. There's only going to be limited slots available. It is going to be a 2023 karmic cleanse, heart chakra and karmic cleansing. So, you can go to my website. If you follow me on Facebook, it'll be, It'll be pinned, so you can get some more information on that. And those spots are limited. That will be on New Year's Eve. And if you have questions about it, shoot me an email. But again, Gemini, thank you so much. Go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste.